Hello, thank you for joining me. Today I wanted to show my World of Wonder. I got this for a birthday present in July 2022, and I finished it December 24th, 2023. So that was kind of a labor of love. I really like to finish a whole book, and so I usually just color in one or two things at a time. All right, so for my front cover here, this was the first page I colored when I got this book. I did that with gel pens, Sharpies, Faber-Castell dual-ended markers, and so that's how that looks. I've since covered my cover with clear contact paper, which keeps it really durable and nice, and I really love that. That was a tip from Emily Illustrator. All right, so opening this up, I have my back corners, or back covers here, front and back, both the same. And hopefully my light is still shining on it. At any rate, they're both the same. And that was done, it took forever to do them. That was with Tombow markers and some, oh, here, let me make sure you can see some sparkle, and some gel pens on there. Please let you see some sparkle. So annoying when you can't. All right, there we go for that. And then I have my little flap here, and I did that with Tombow markers and some gel pen as well. And I don't know, there's some starry gel pen right there. This page, I don't really love at all. I colored a little bit of it initially and then left it, and I came back and did some with Tombow and tried to fix it. I don't love how my clouds came out there at all. I think it gives it a real yucky vibe, like just dirty maybe. And then there's some gel pens in there, kind of not my best. Then my little welcome heart here, I did that with Tombow, some sequins, and then Mod Podge iridescent acrylic sealer. And so that was that one. The acrylic sealer, you probably can't see. Let me bring you so close. Can you see those sparkly, fine glitter? I love that acrylic sealer, and it really lasts well, and it seals the pastels really, really nice. So I like that. This page, I had colored the page coming up with Sharpies, like, you know, didn't test my supplies at all. But so I used some of these stickers and all these little sequins to hide my bleed through, and so I brought those sequins over here as well. And I love a sparkly shiny thing, so that was nice. And then this is just some pastels chalk pastels I'd had forever. And then I just did that with some markers, various colors and stuff. Next, my introduction. This one is what I colored with Sharpies. All these little red parts were Sharpie, and that was obviously a terrible plan. But after that, let's see, we have the gel pen as well, and then some Faber-Castell dual-ended markers. The Guide to Exploring World of Wonder, I did that with Tombow marker and gel pen. And I do like my little stippling effect in the outside. My Tombow marker left a lot to be desired there, but it looks good on camera compared to in person, I think. So that's good for you to see it look better, I guess. My 2-page floating islands, I really liked doing this so much. I traced these little islands with tracing paper, and then cut out washi tape, some sparkly and some matte, to just be little bits. I thought that was really a fun idea. And then the rest I did with the rest of the items I colored with Tombow marker. Some washi tape up here. Is anything gonna sparkle for you? There we go. yes, so this was really fun for me. I love a fiddly cut kind of thing. And then I did distress inks in the background, and this was my first use of distress inks. It's not that bad, but I always wondered if I should go back and clean it up with like colored pencils or try to, you know, even it out a little more or something, but I like it. I'm gonna leave it for now. Maybe one day if I've colored everything in the world, I'll go back. My house is on a bouquet. That was with Tombow marker, and I really like my kind of monochromatic color palette there. The elephant, I did that with Castle Arts pencils. That was the first time I used those. I love my little background layout for this, but I think I could draw a better tree now. And the Castle Arts pencils, I like them, but they're not as nice as like Prismacolor or Polychromos. So I gave those to my mom actually after I colored maybe like 6 to 10 pages in this book with them, and then gave them to her, and she liked them, so that is good. Let's see, next I have my bird on a house, and that is with Polychromos entirely. I'm surprised I didn't do a background on here. I would never leave it unbackgrounded at this point. And then there's a little bit of glossy accents on her eye, which I think is cute. My book fell apart, which is a tragedy for me, but it's also nice for you as the viewer of this video to get to see them up close. Easy. My crowded houses, I called it. I did that with Derwent ink tints, and I love Derwent ink tints. They're so beautiful and vibrant. My page was really wrinkly, and I saw somebody say that you can iron it with an iron, so I just did like, you know, blank sheets of paper on either side and ironed it, and it worked out beautifully. It's very flat, has a few little buckles, but not too bad at all. Next, I have my peacocks. I did the background with the Deco Art paint. Most of the coloring is Tombow there, and then I have this Lumiere acrylic paint. It's like metallic and shimmery and just real fun, so I like that. Here, I love my little, this is one of my favorites in this whole book, Castle in the Clouds, I called it, and that's with Tombow, Prismacolor, Lumiere acrylic paint, and then the Galaxy glitter. So I tried to make that look like Cinderella's you know, a Disney castle or something. So all that. Very cute. This mandala, I did that with Polychromos. And I don't love mandalas, but I do like my color palette for that, so that's nice. For the bike, I did that with Prismacolor, Pan Pastel in the background, and then Deco Art Metallic for the bike. Let's see if you can see the shiny paint. Beautiful. So yeah, that one's a good one. I love to scrapbook, so I had this piece of paper and I copied it for the background because I just love that color palette. It's so good. And so that informed my color choices for the object of the page, I guess. And let's see, that was with Tombow markers as well. The 4 bottles, that was with Tombow markers, and then I put a little bit of glossy accents on this one later when I had gotten some glossy accents. So can you see the shine of that? Goodness sake. And it had pulled some of the marker from the page coming up, and I got scared to do the rest because I didn't want a whole bunch of bleed through. But I think it's a neat effect. It's like a 3D, like stiff, real neat. This page, these pages I did pretty early on. I did this one with some of that Faber-Castell dual-ended markers I had in the beginning of my coloring journey, I guess. And then I did just colored pencil for the background on this side and just marker for the sand and stuff. And here I did some pastel later, a later point did that. So I don't know. This page is kind of a mishmash of everything, but it's done. I do love my shark very, very much. This is some mulberry paper I got. This had a different design on this side, but I covered it up with this mulberry paper. And I love how the torn edges just look so watery and neat. And then I put some individually glued with tweezers this little glitter on as kind of as scales for the fishes there. And he is with Tombow marker, and then I did a really light blue pastel, pan pastel background on there. And then I traced these guys and cut them out and added these on top of the mulberry paper with that glitter just to kind of make it a 2-page spread. It kind of seemed like single pages, but I made it like a 2-page. And this, I love to do these little bricks. That was a fun little project. Let's see, I think that is, where the heck are you? Oh, here we go. That's with polychromos, the coloring in there, and then the pan pastel and the mulberry paper. All right, I'm trying to keep up with you here. Okay, my treat cart, I really liked how it was going along, and then I went and did this background. So I do like my tree here, but I don't like this green at all, and it really took away from everything, so I am sad about that. It's all right still. I mean, it's a colored page, so I'm not going to complain. This guy here, I had seen on Pinterest, somebody did a really cute little, like, set of shelves and, like, cute little doilies hanging from them. It was so cute, and, like, some pink striped wallpaper. So I kind of took the wallpaper and the shelves idea and made it my own by doing little glass shelves. And then I named all the cakes with little, like, signs as if they were in a case at a store or something. And then I did this stencil that I had as wallpaper back there. It's a little shouty, I think. It kind of takes away from the cakes, the bright purple color. But I like it overall, and again, it's a done page. All right, this guy was my very last page I did, and I finished him on December 24th, 2023. And I love Christmas. I love to collect this Department 56 North Pole series. And so I thought when I saw this page that I would hand paint it and make it look like my village I collect. So this had a much different, like, springy scene in the background. So I changed a lot of things. I just painted over, what she had done, and I made these all look Christmassy and changed the signs and stuff. On the Department 56 little houses, they're all hand painted. They all have, or my series at any rate, has a little snowy patch and then like a little glittery patch on the roof. So that's what I did on these. And then I also glued on some fake snow that I had out on my village because it was, Christmas at the time. And so I like how this came out. Oh, and so this is how the boxes look. Usually it's just with one little piece or whatever, and then they have like a little scene with some trees and just a green background, and then the Department 56, the series, and then they have a little blurb about a cute little blurb about the house or the building or whatever. And so it's so cute, and I really pleased how that guy came out. Even though I wasn't that good at painting it, it really enjoyed it so much, and every little bit of practice helps. All right, for my little windmill here, I did that with polychromos, and again, must have been pretty early on because I didn't do a background. I got a few little whoops-a-daisies on there, and I could have covered that with a background, but this book is done, and I'm not going back. All right, next I have my, what do you call it? A floating ship, and I did the background with acrylic paint. This is some iridescent pan pastel. Let's see if we can get the cool shine of it. Yes, I hope. And then some gel pen, and I did that with Tombow markers as well. Alright, we are now coming up on fruits and vegetables. I do not like to color food very much. I hear other people say they love it, but I'm like, okay, I'm glad some people like it. So this is with Prismacolor and Polychromos, and I'm always trying to finish the book. So once I get busy, starting to color a page, I usually get excited about like whatever I'm doing. So it doesn't exactly matter, but what I'm coloring. But I don't know. And it's always like, should I do the realistic approach? I don't know. So anyway, for my lemons, I'd seen a lot of things on Pinterest for like with a blue background, so I just did a purple to be different. And I did that with polychromos for the lemons and the flowers and leaves, and pan pastel in the background. I kind of don't love how my background came out. I could have been a lot more blendy there, but that's okay. And then for my bee, I had a whole bunch of honeycomb stencils, so I was so excited to do this one, and I just kind of randomly put it on. If you ever see like Tim Holtz doing stenciling, I kind of used his little approach. And I love my color palette for this. And I said that was Distress ink. The rest of the coloring is with polychromos. And then I have a little bit of iridescent paint. I think it's Deco Arts. And then these little purple bits here are washi tape that I just cut out and made them fit into the wings. So it just kind of looked a little iridescent, maybe. Different patterns and different how the sun would hit on the let's see, where are we now? Okay, here we are. House with Laundry, I called it. And I did this all with polychromos. I should have known that. Because this page, I was on this mad race. I wanted so badly to finish my book by my birthday in 2023. But I hurt my hand. I was trying to color 3 pages a week. And that was a really, grueling schedule. I was coloring 8 hours a day sometimes. And so I hurt my hand and it was going numb all the time. So I had to take a break from coloring. And I attributed to the harder lead on polychromos. And I had just gotten them, so I was kind of trying to color with them as if they were Prismacolors, more creamy kind of. But so yeah, that was a real learning experience at the expense of my hand. All right, my coral reef here. I did that with polychromos and pan pastel in the background. And then I did folk art dragonfly glaze on all of my fish. Hopefully I'll get any shine on there. Okay, there we go. You kind of saw that, I think. Okay, so that is all those. And then this guy, I'll try to show you his shine. Yes, so then I had originally had Lost Ocean, and I was trying to color that whole book. I think I got it in 2015 or something. And a third of it got water damaged, and a lot of markers had been used in that book. So I just gave up on that book at that point. Plus, there had been new coloring books coming out, so I kind of just gave up on it. So I cut these fish out of Fish and Sharks. I cut those out of my Lost Ocean. And I'm not sad at one bit. I think it really adds to the page. Next I have my tent. I did this with Derwent ink tents. I'm kind of wow, I didn't do a background for that, but I think it works even without a background. And I like those Southwest colors with this subject matter. I think it came out really nice. I think I was intimidated. I saw so many people do a really cool night scene with these glowing lanterns, but I had colored all these with colors that would look best in the daytime, so I didn't know what to do. I think that was my thoughts behind not doing a background. My gumball terrarium here, I saw a Chris Chang video, the best of the best, and she did little dandelions, and so I tried to do that with these guys here with some white gel pen, and I don't think I was terribly successful, but they're not that bad. Then I did the rest with polychromos and a little pan pastel is this green background, and I think that works really nice. And then I later, when I got glossy accents, came in and did like this outside line with that. Hopefully we can see any of that glimmer. All right, next on to the bed. I did the background here with pan pastel, and I love it's nighttime. I think that looks so cute. Where are you on my list? Oh, and then polychromos for the coloring. And then I have a quilt that is that color that I've had for years and years, and I think it looks so nice with the purple, so did some purple sheets there. And then some balloon ship. That one was a Tombow for all the coloring. I added some gel pen details. It's pan pastel in the background, and then some of the Mod Podge iridescent sealer. I think this guy's still a little attached, so you probably won't be able to see it, but... And this has gotten some iridescent sealer by proxy because... Alright, yeah, of course you can't see any sparkle, but there's the gel pen. Hopefully you can see that. Alright, my plainness didn't turn out like expected at all. I had seen some videos where you could use a lot of water in your book if you put this golden gloss glazing liquid or something, if I'm saying that right. So I prepped my page with that, and then I went with Derwent ink tints. I really like my design for the page. I feel like I could have done better with the runways, but that's another story. So I used Derwent ink tints and I activated it, and then I was like, I might need another coat in some of these places. So I went to, after it had dried, I went to put some more on, and it like washed away when I went to activate it. It washed away everything I'd done previously, the first layer of ink tints, which I thought they were, you know, indelible ink after they had dried. So I don't know what happened there. Then I came in with some acrylic paint. I'd also masked off with masking fluid my plane and my smoke to be white, and I don't know if my Golden Gloss glazing liquid messed up the masking or if my masking was just not put on thick enough, or I don't know what the problem was, but it leaked through everywhere. So I ended up having to color the smoke silver and approximately 1,000 coats of white paint. I should have got some like house primer or something to take out the purple that had bled all over there. Anyway, so it came out like this. I don't love this page. It's one of my least favorite pages. This one here, I cut out or traced all the birds circles and cut it out of this Karen Foster Designs paper. I really like how this has come out. I did some Tombow marker and then Prismacolor, right? Yeah, Prismacolor. For my house plants, I did those with Tombow marker and gel pens. And just like gel pen in the center of the flowers, nothing big. This was a real easy page. Let's see here. The floating island, I did that with Prismacolor, Polychromos, and Pan Pastel. And I like how this came out, mostly because I love this color of water. So that's all very nice. It's this dripping sound at my house. Let's see here. My flamingos I did with Prismacolor for the moon. One of the only times I've ever... Oh, and probably the little houses here. And Pan Pastel in the background. And little sequins I have here. And then I got some of that iridescent duct tape. And some washi tape here. So let me show you. And then just some real plain old glitter with glue. Let me show you his color shifting. So they're really, I love this. It's so fun. So I really like how that came out. Next I have my owl. I had tried to do like a faded background or whatever, and it with colored pencil, and I used up the whole tooth of my paper. So when that kind of didn't look how I wanted it, I came in with pan pastel, but it does have a little weird spot, so I try not to let that bother me. The rest is with Tombow, and I kind of like how my feathers came out, you know, with Tombow. I thought that was fun. This, I I don't know. This one is a little weird to me. All the flesh-colored houses are... I realized after I colored that I don't like that. But, and then I did that with Prismacolor, and then I did the background with Pan Pastel. I was so intimidated to do this one. I saw so many great pictures on Pinterest and everything, and so many ideas and everything, but he came out nice. I like it. My 16 smalls, I called it. I did those with kind of everything, Prismacolor and polychromos. And let's see, who do we have next? My School of Fish, I called it. That's all with polychromos, gel pen, and glossy accents for the little eyes. And this is one of my favorites. Can you see their eyes having a little shine to them? Hopefully, so cute. And I like my kind of monochromatic roofs, my monochromatic fish. It makes it a little less busy. I saw a bunch that were like rainbow colors, and that seemed like too shouty to me. Next we have Castle Above, Castle Below, I called it. And that's with Castle Arts, back when I had those. And Pan Pastels, I later came back and did that with Pan Pastels, the background on top. I had done this with the Castle Arts as well, the water down there. All right, what do we got next? This one was so intimidating as well. It just so much, and it's so busy. And the question, is it one page or two? Is it, did they go together? So I just went with it as if they were a double page. I think I drew some lines in here to make it look more continuous, I guess. So I came in with Pan Pastel and did the background, and then I did all the grass, and that helped so much to make, kind of break it down and make it look a little more manageable. And then I tried to keep a really tight pink and purple, a little bit of blue, and then the green. And so I like how that came out. I like my little rainbow quartz guys. They were kind of cute. And then I got a white Holbein pencil, and I used that to make these. That is such a fun pencil. It's so smooth and nice. I always wonder if I should get those, but I don't think I will because they're just so expensive. My butterfly mandala, I called it. Let me see if I can find this. I did that with Tombow marker, Prismacolor, and gel pen. And can you see any of the sparkly gel pen? All right, I guess you kind of can. My 9 flower squares, I did the top with polychromos, the middle with Derwent, and then the bottom with Prismacolor. So I just thought that would be a fun little test. All right, here's my swan. I loved my swan. I was so proud of how it was coming out. And then I used the wrong glue for my gold leaf, so it turned into a tragedy. I don't think you can tell quite as much, but it's just really lumpy. If you see it in person, it doesn't look very good because the gold leaf is very lumpy. But I thought my coloring was really nice on that, and I was quite sad. Let's see, so the swan, I did that with Prismacolor. Did I already say that? Okay, so then we have the moth. This was my first use of ink tints, and I love ink tints. They're so good. I don't really love my corners here with this, but it does kind of tie in with that a little bit, so maybe it's not as bad as I used to think. All right, next my little strawberry mandala. I feel like I could do such a better job now, but this was the level I was at. And then I did the background with Pan Pastel, and then the whole mandala with polychromos. For my cat, I did that with polychromos and then Pan Pastel, kind of fadey background. I have 2 grand cats, an orange and a brown one, so I couldn't just, pick between those 2. I had to make some fantastic cats so that they wouldn't be like, hey, what about me? So I kind of like how my fur came out with that. This is my very favorite page in here, and maybe one of my favorite pages I've ever done. I did this with Polychromos and Prismacolor. I have some real glitter on here, and then I have this, what's it called again? Sizer paper. Sizer, like, paper you use for the die cuts or whatever. Anyway, so let me kind of show you, if I can, some sparkle here. So my fish has that sizer paper. Again, I traced those out and just cut it out with an X-Acto knife. And then these guys all have real glitter on there. And then there's some in the clouds here. Yeah, so I think this came out so good. And the light streaming through the water is a thing I've been trying to do for a while. And I mean, this one's the best one I've done, I think. But I did another one after, and it was kind of a failure. Alright, next I have my 12 foods. Again, like, I don't really like to color the food, so... And this I did with Prismacolor. Next I have my dessert truck. I did this with Prismacolor, and then Distress Ink and a stencil for the background. And I drew this little table and chairs. I think this chair came out really nice. That chair is a little bit less good, but shouldn't point out my flaws to you. Next, I have the Town on Flowers, and that's all with Prismacolor. And he's nothing to write home about, I am sorry to say. The wreath is with Prismacolor, and then I got a cool chrome marker that kind of exploded on me, so I don't even know what brand it was or anything. But I have the chrome marker all around here, and then I have one of my favorite quotes ever, drawing on my fine command of language, I said nothing, by Robert Blakely. So that is that. Oh gosh, let me get you back in the frame here. Alright, next I have the 15 houses. I do not love to color houses either, because in America we only, color our houses maybe 10 different colors. So I did this all with Polychromos, and I tried to make cute little backgrounds for all of them. And I tried to make the best of it. I didn't enjoy that very much though. House with balloons, I did that with Polychromos, Pan Pastel in the background, and then I got some Sizer diamond glitter paper and a hole punch, or a star punch, I guess, and glued those on top of the star she had drawn. So I thought that came out cute. Next I have my camel. This is with Castle Arts, and I'm really surprised at how nicely I colored this when I had Castle Arts. I really wasn't coloring so many layers and so vibrant, but this one is really nice. I had always intended to do a background, but there were so many, I never did come up with the idea for me, and so I left it plain, and it's not too bad. Next we have my onion domes, I called it. This is with Tombow markers, and then I left all these metallic bits because I had ordered these STA brand markers, and they took months, 2.5 months I think, to get there, and they're very underwhelming. The metallic is barely metallic, so that was sad, but I don't know, it's alright. I do like my leaves a lot, and I used a Tombow marker to color this, and it just kind of looked like wood grain, so I sort of tried to enhance that. So that was fun, and I think my shadowing is nice on there. And my stars are just the point wasn't very fine, so it was a little hard to get a nice effect with them. Next I have my bus, and I traced this bus out and fiddly cut all these little things out, and there we go. See some shimmer and shine. I love these weird papers, so I'm always excited if I get an idea to use them for. And then I just kind of did this little cute background, I thought. And let's see here. There's where are we, guys? Oh, here we are. So Tombow marker for most of the stuff, and then pan pastel in the background, and this is the sizer paper again. 12 tickets. I did that with Polychromos, Derwent ink tins, Prismacolor, and Tombow marker. So just kind of everything. And I would just come and, I would just color one of these here and there. This is one of the only pages I didn't kind of do start to finish. So that was nice to get that one all done when I finally did. Next, my 2-page mushroom. I did this with, this was my first use of the pan pastel, and I'm just so impressed with them. I love my trees here. I think they came out really nice. I don't like this color of green. I would need to go excise that from my collection. And then I used Cretacolor is the brand, Cretacolor metallic pencils. And I was coloring so hard on this one, like trying to get a metallic effect. And so I didn't really like how this came out. But over here I did a lot lighter of a touch. And I think it's nice, but there's definitely no metallic effect. And then I put some gel pen on there and sealed it with sealer. Just clear sealer on that one. Then we have the tent with the moon. And that is with the little crowd is with Tombow marker. Goodness, oh here we are, and Polychromos for the rest. The tree here is with Prismacolor, and then I had a gold paint pen I used for some elements in there, and then the frame here. Are you showing up? Gold. I insist you show yourself. Oh, sorry, this video is long. We're almost done. All right, now we have the castle arts here and here. And these are one of my earlier ones, so they are not too great. Pretty light coloring like I used to do. And I really like the look of it. Like, this one is really nice still. This one is same thing, castle arts, and it's really light coloring, but it's nice. This one I did, this was my first attempt at bokeh, and I hate how I've done it. I realized that what I did wrong was I put, I need to do the dark in the back, the middle, and then the light, but I had it the opposite way, so I think that's where I went wrong. So I do not love this page, but it was with Prismacolor. And then pan pastel. And then my last page is the rainbows, and I just had this little flower decoration that I just traced, and in each one of these I did a different color. And then the background I did with Tombow marker and tried to make it rainbowy. You saw my flaps. This here is with Prismacolor, nothing to write home about. And then the back cover here, I did that with folk art paint around this outside edge, and then Prismacolor, and then I did the clear contact papers on here. And I had to color this inside in, even though I didn't really want to, because I had so much like stray marks. I had to cover it up somehow, and I erased everything as best I could, but that's why I advocate for this clear contact paper. And even if you don't color your covers, it will keep them, white at least. Or, I think it looks a lot nicer than all scuffed up. All right, so this is the end of my tour. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I did previously have this on my other channel. I had gone through this book, and if you're one of the 108 people that saw it in 2 years, I'm sorry for the recap. But here we are. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you.